message to them.
Okay, Tim, can you go back to the circle? So pretend that we are listening to a book and it's to your age group. Is that what we agree? Okay, off you go. Big, loud voice. I do not want to have to tell you about that.
In the 18th century in England, most people are very poor. Only factory owners and land owners are very rich. Children were treated as small, annoying adults. Many mothers showed little affection for their babies. The death rate for children was very high at the time. For centuries, people in England had worked on their farms and grown their own food. They spun their own wool and wove their own clothes. The Industrial Revolution caused a lot of changes. Machines were invented so things could be done much faster than by hand. So lots of people couldn't survive in the country and had to leave their villages and go to work in factories. The laws were harsh and people were sent to jail for small crimes. The jails were soon full. Some had only found good prisoners, so the government decided to send the prisoners to Australia.
Sorry, girls, I must say it was a bit disruptive. Great, I read your one before and I was very impressed by it. Off you go, big voice.
Punishment in the 18th century. In the 18th century, before machines were invented, there wasn't much crime.
Big voice.
Then in the 1750s, more advanced machines were invented, and lots of people were fired because machines did it much faster than people. People didn't have enough money to buy things, so they stole. So people started to steal.
Bigger voice.
For example, if you stole lots of bread, you could be hanged for such a small crime. Some of the punishments were people got hung, put in overcrowded prisons, put in a stocks, or they got kicked out.
Hello everyone, can someone let me know where the violin is rehearsing, please? Can you send a message during the office, please, where the violin is rehearsing? Thank you.
That's a principal in charge of us. Okay.
After a while, the prisons were full. The British government was
Wait a sec, Linda. I want your voice to hit the back wall. Off you go.
was finding a place for the prisoners. The prisoners who were being called convicts got transported to Australia as a punishment too. On the ships, when the convicts didn't obey the officers' orders, they would get flogged or the officers would let them starve. The punishments were very harsh. The
Industrial.
Revolution, jobs and work. People went to work to get money. Some people were rich because someone from their family had a job or owned land. Some families were very poor and had no jobs because of the invention of many new machines. At the time, most people died from disease. Some people had to travel to towns and cities for jobs. Small children were given money if they were clean children, but sometimes the children would die and they burned to stay out the chimney. Other children would join pickpocket gangs. This situation was bad for poor people, so many died and others stole food to live. Many were punished and some were sent to Australia as convicts.
Yeah, read your question.
Why is this information important for us to learn? It is important because we shouldn't allow children to have to do work that is dangerous, such as chimney sweeping. We can learn about children's rights. Machines in the 18th century.
Hit the back wall, Diana.
Back in the 18th century, people didn't have any complex machines. Most people had jobs and made their own jobs. In this way, they made enough to survive. After a while, complex machines were invented, such as big spinning machines and steam engines. So many people lost their jobs and had to move out of their villages. The machines took away jobs from people. People didn't have enough money to survive, so many people went to
really impressed with what you know about 18th century industrial revolution in England. Is that everything? Okay, so there's page 1. Well done, girls. Are you happy with it?
Yeah.
And who had the next page I gave out? Okay. Yeah,
Of Australia. Captain Cook.
wait a sec. I want all of you to really project your voice. You know that I have a very loud and clear voice. I want you just for this to really try and make it really different. Off you go.
Early exploration of Australia. Captain Cook was born in Yorkshire Village. When Cook was a boy, he wanted to be a seaman. Over the next 10 years, Captain Cook became a tough and experienced seaman. He was chosen to command an expedition. Captain Cook discovered the eastern part of Australia in 1768. The ship Cook used to discover the eastern part of Australia was the Endeavour.
No. Following down this short is the end of Dutch interest in New Holland. The Great Southland was ignored by the Indian invaders for another 100 years. It was Captain James Cook coming to the South Pacific for other reasons altogether who renewed British interest in the place. Captain Cook was the first European to discover the eastern part of Australia. Abel James Tasman was born in Holland, 1603. He died in the Dutch East Indies in 1659 at the age of 56. Abel Tasman was the first European to discover Tasmania, New Zealand, Fiji, and a part of Australia's northern coast. He came from a part of Holland known as the Sealands, and that is why he called New Zealand the name he did.
William Downe was the first Englishman to land on the Australian continent. When he was born in England 1652 and died. He was born in England 1652 and died in 1715. There was no more information after he became an explorer.
That's any question.
Do we read the question?
Yeah, I'm interested. Big voice, Lawrence. Oh, Michelle, go on.
Why is the information important for us to know now? 1, so we know the first European that discovered Australia. 2, if we didn't know that Captain Cook discovered, we wouldn't be living here right now.
Great. Okay. Now the next page, that's the 3rd page of our book. Well done. And the White Settlement. Who wrote this one here?
Oh, this is the last one.
So we might not do that one. And who's this next one? Convict punishment. Okay, so quickly work out which bits you're going to read, and we might have a little rest. Do you want to do all of it?
Yeah.
You want to keep going? Okay, we'll just Hamish, Sam, and Handmere. Yeah.
I'll read my part.
No, don't get them because I don't want them to go out of order. Yeah, because you see, I knew if I gave it to you, you'd fiddle around with it. That's why I'm not giving them to you. Okay, you worked it out? Who's going to read what? Okay.
We're going to read out.
You're next, Tim. Have you worked out in your group who's reading what? Okay. Big voice. Give us the title as well. You ready, Tim? Okay, big voice. Off you go. Really hit the back wall. Front wall, okay. Tim, are you going to do it?
Oh,
Just trying to memorize.
I thought they were doing it. Me too.
Which page was next?
Yes.
Yours. Off you go.
The White Settlement. It was the 26th of January 1788 was killed. 31st of January 1788. The fierce storms broke over the little town. Lightning bolts split trees and heavy rain drenched the tent. 2nd of February 1788. People were sick from scurvy and needed fresh vegetables. The governor ordered a garden to be prepared. However, the seeds died. 6th of February.
Come on. Big voice.
6th of February 1788. All the female convicts came on land at last. More storms broke, whilst the convicts and sailors had a party. 8th of February 1788. The first kangaroo was killed and eaten. The Aboriginals expressed great interest with the camp. 11th of February 1788. The convicts started to steal food and clothing. 15th of February 1788. Governor Phillip decided to explore Port Jackson and led an expedition up the harbour where he met more Aboriginals.
They forgot to bring 2 musket balls and extra clothing for the women. They brought 700 spades, 700 shovels, 2,001 hoes, 700 axes, plus 700 extra hand. 747,000 nails, 10 sets of copper barrels makers, Coopers. It's Coopers. Coopers barrels makers, 4 wheelbarrows, 14 wheelbarrows, 6 carts, 4 timber carriages, 14 fishing nets, 80 carpenters' axes, 20 shipwrights' adze, and many other things. But all of these things couldn't help in this environment. Why is this information important for us to know now? Because if someone came from England, it will be England colony.
Yeah, I think you had great information there. I like the diary part at the beginning. Just before I forget, these girls, those are the girls who are in the stage 2 dance group at Community Night. You've got to go for a practice after recess, but you will miss out on gym. But that's just okay. Vinny, is it your group whose work's still over there unfinished?
Yeah.
Can I just get you girls who are in that one that's unfinished? Can you go over and do it now?
Yeah.
Which one?
I don't know. It's just those girls haven't done theirs. Those two.
I thought we haven't finished. We haven't finished.
You haven't either? Oh. What am I going to do, Aneta? Should I just...
We're just going to
Is that going to be better? I'll talk to you in a second. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to read, listen, shush. We're going to read Hamish's one, and now Trent, you were the one who was really... Yeah, no, I know that you do. What I'm thinking of is because I don't want you sitting down too long because you get restless. How about we read Hamish's one and Shulbro's one, then everybody takes their piece back to their desk and fixes it up a bit more, colouring in. Some people have some things that they want to do, and then we'll wait, and then we'll come back and read the ones that we have.
Is it in order still? Is it in order?
Well, let's just, I think it's fantastic.
I want to see it.
It's great.
If it's in the
Murray,
safe, everybody will get to use them out.
The reason I'm saying that is because I'm thinking that for you to sit down for that long, that's why I'm thinking of a little break in the middle. And then I'm thinking,
They can be used for cutting trees and fighting. The rock of the stone axe is very hard, which makes it a lethal weapon. Stone is made by binding a stone to a wooden handle. A string-like binding is kangaroo seaweed. The stone on the handle is glued onto the handle by beeswax or saffron plants. It is used by holding it in your hand and hitting your target from close range. The Nulla Nulla.
I like that from close range.
The Nulla Nulla is an Aboriginal name for a club. It was used for fighting, hunting, and for making fires. A lot of skill is needed to use the Nulla Nulla. The Nulla Nulla is made by carving the hardest wood possible into the shape of a Nulla Nulla. The Nulla Nulla is used by holding it in your left or right hand and swinging it at your target. It's used in war and hunting. It's used because it is a good weapon to knock some out in one hit. It is a handheld weapon.
Excellent.
The Bundi.
Big voice, Canterbury, right up.
The Bundi was a large part of Nulla Nulla. Like the Nulla Nulla, the Bundi was made with great care and the hardest wood they could find. Sometimes it was thrown. Often the bulk of the Bundi was
Big voice.
engraved. The lily. The lily was only made by Aboriginal people. The lily can be made in deserts. The lily is made.
Can't hear you.
The lily is made out of common wood. The lily was used for gold.
It's excellent. Okay, off you go, Sam.
Spears. Along with the clubs and throwing sticks, the spears were universally used in hunting, fishing and fighting. In some areas of Australia, only one or two spear types are found in other areas. Up to 1 or 10 spear types are found in other areas. Up to 10 or more types of spears can be recognized. Shields. These drawings show a range of shields made in Aboriginal Australia. Woomeras. Spears measured between 1 to 4 meters in length are thrown with the assistance of the woomera. The woomera incurs the accuracy and distance and completes the skill of the hunter. Why is this information important for us to know?
Big voice.
Because lots of people don't know about Aboriginal weapons, and it helps us to understand Aboriginals more.
Great. You should be proud of yourselves, all the information you've learned, you know. This could be a real book. It's like it's great. Okay, put that. Now, okay. What are we going to, do you want to, whose is this one? Aboriginal Warfare and Punishment. Whose is now wait a minute. Shh. What I'm going to do 10 minutes and 10 minutes only to practice your reading the people who haven't, so that you can practice in the loud voice. You can add borders or colour or pattern for people who haven't finished, and then we're back at 10 past. Yes, you may. Introduce 3 phone calls and 4 visitors by the time we finish the first paragraph. It's the day of many interruptions. I am so proud of you with this book, guys. You have really shown me that you can use the knowledge and bring it out again for yourself. And I know that even though you've done 1 page, that all of you know all of this mostly. Okay. Okay, Trent, let's go.
Bennelong was an Eora man. His first reaction to the British invasion was to avoid them, but in 1779 he was forced by officers to go to government field.
Wait a sec, Tom. Just slow down and project your voice and stop chewing that gum or whatever you've got in your mouth.
It's paper.
Okay.
It's glue tack.
Yes.
It's glue tack. Bennelong was an Eora man. His first reaction to the British invasion was to avoid them, but in 1779 he was forced by officers to go to government field. Philip wanted to communicate with the local Aboriginal people, so he could have a friendly relationship with them. But to do this, he needed to learn about the Aboriginal culture and language. He hoped Bennelong would teach him the Eora language. Although Bennelong was held in chains for several weeks, he was often invited to visit Governor Phillip as a guest. After some time, Bennelong became confident with the British and he learnt English. He was released from chains and sometimes lived in his hut that Philip built him, and sometimes with his own people in the bush. Bennelong wore British clothes in the town. In 1792, Philip returned to England. Bennelong agreed to travel with him to London, where he was introduced to King George II. After living in an English lifestyle for 18 months, he grew homesick and was allowed to return to his homeland. While he was in England, Bennelong adopted many British ways and ideas, and when he returned to Australia, he found it difficult to change. For example, he put down his sister for being naked and used his fists at times instead of using traditional Eora weapons. Later, Bennelong was in a traditional Eora fight and he was badly injured and scarred. The Eora people lost respect for Bennelong as Philip, his friend, had no longer lived in Australia. Bennelong had no place amongst the British settlers either. He started to drink heavily. In 1797, he was given his life, but Bennelong was arrested for killing a British soldier. He was given his life, but was exiled from the settlement. The Eora people accepted him back into their community, and he died in that community. And this is Bennelong.
Maria, show us that picture.
And that's,
No, turn it around to everybody.
that's Bennelong in 1802.
Oh, so they had the camera by then.
And that's Pemulwuy. Yeah.
Oh, is that really Pemulwuy or
Yeah.
a reenactment of Pemulwuy?
I think so.
They didn't have a real photo of Pemulwuy. Maybe you could pass that around, Tom.
Didn't say. There's something like that.
Okay, off you go. Is that the second page of your one?
Yeah.
Okay, off you go. Big voice, Hashiba.
From 1788 to 1802, Pemulwuy fought the British. A massive invasion of Aboriginal land started when they erected their tents at sea. Nothing like this had ever happened in Aboriginal history. For a start, a few Aborigines would have never seen so many people camped together at one time. Certainly, they would have never seen so many strangers camp on the Aboriginal land and stealing animals from the bush. Captain Arthur Phillip, the governor of the new settlement, claimed all of New South Wales to the British Crown. He also said that all the Aborigines had to be protected under the British law. This didn't mean much to the Aborigines, so they The settlers continued to cut down trees and build bush to make houses. This is what Moscow shocked and angered the people.
Big boys.
The breaking of all their laws about ownership and respect for Mosquito. As the British settlement in New South Wales moved up towards Hawkesbury River and Botany Bay, the Hawkesbury Aborigines took up the fight. One of their leaders, Mosquito, led many of the attacks along the New South Wales central coast. When he was captured, he was put into prison on Norfolk Island. Then in 1813, he was sent to Tasmania, in those days called Van Diemen's Land. He was put to work as a stockman for Edward Lord, one of the first British settlers in Tasmania. In 1817, Mosquito volunteered to help to track down bushrangers. The governor of Tasmania, Colonel promised Mosquito his freedom and a free trip back to Sydney in return. But even though the well-known bushranger Michael Ho was captured and killed, this promise wasn't kept. After this, Mosquito became a leader of a group of Aborigines. For a while they tried farming. They were harnessed by white settlers who wanted to take away the Aboriginal woman and kill the children. Mosquito and his group linked up with the Aborigines from the Oyster Bay area north of Hobart.
Well done. It was great that you Trent found a new person. Mosquito.
Mosquito.
Well done. Okay, fantastic. Who's else? Narrate your group.
And we have to answer the question.
Oh, okay. Answer the question. Yeah, I'm interested in your question. Big group.
Aboriginal warfare and
Yeah, bigger boys. Hit the wall.
one-to-one fights. When a two-person fight took place, messengers were sent out. On the day of the fight, everyone in camp was told the fight was to be held. In a two-person fight, the warriors usually carried about 6 nalawalas,
Big boy.
10 fighting boomerangs, 6 spears, and 1 bundi. When the fight began, the warriors threw spears and boomerangs. Then they started hand-to-hand combat. Then the fight ended when a warrior was injured or couldn't go on. If a warrior broke the rule, he would have to look after the injured until he was okay.
Big boys. That was great.
Adult punishment. Types of Aboriginal punishments for adults were death by magic, when they hold a pointed bone at you with evil spirits into your body and often kill you. Another punishment is exile, when they send a tribe member out into the open, and often the person has to walk a long way to find another tribe that doesn't know about he or she's bad behavior. Spearing is another kind of punishment for adults. That's when they give a person a shield and they try to spear him or her. When the elder has had about three tries, they say to the person, "We will give you a second chance." The other kind of punishment for adults are challenge to a fight. Just cut. Want to write death by magic twice? warfare.
Big voice.
Guerrilla war.
warfare.
Guerrilla war is often used by weak groups against strong groups. Aboriginal people use guerrilla warfare against British. For example, Pemulwuy and Windradyne both used guerrilla warfare surprise attack against the British. At first, they were successful. Over time, however, the British had too many soldiers, and eventually the warriors were defeated.
Excuse me, George, can you come sit down? No one's asked you to go over there either. Yes, go on, Jessica, sorry.
Children punishment. The types of Aboriginal punishments for children are head in smoke, when they put the child's head in smoke. Spooky cave, when they take a child to a cave and the child can hear moaning sounds and see flickering lights. They could hear the elder talking to the spirits, and the elder would say, if this happens again, you will be put behind the net. Another punishment is they would hit the child with a stick and it would not cause physical damage. And Mommy has
You cannot talk.
Miss
The rest
Poppy,
of you.
Miss Poppy might have a little trouble reading the question.
Off you go, Poppy.
Why is this information important for us to know now? We can know how much the world has changed and how unfair it was in the past.
Great. Well done. You have really good information in that group. Now I'm just going to have, who still has to read? Now, what I'm going to do, because I think that we will probably have, I'm just going to give you one little break, just to listen and have another little think of this while we're going. I need a moment or a special contribution or something about Hamish. Who can think about something Hamish? That corner. Let's have a standing up one.
Yeah.
Big voice. Put your paper down so you know the video camera can shine you up.
Sure, bro. The mic's here, mate, and your voice has got to get right to here.
So you've got to go, what? Okay.
Different kinds of punishment for men and women. There were many different kinds of punishment in English society in the 18th century. For example, men and women were punished by being flogged on the back or being hanged in the gallows. Also, they might be left in a room alone for days, which was called solitary confinement. In addition, men and women were made to work with hard things like metal. They were deprived of food and water and sometimes exiled from their families.
Beautifully read.
The different kinds of punishment for women. Women were punished by having their hair shaved off in public. They were also hanged at the gallows if they committed a serious crime, which in those days might be just for stealing a piece of bread. In addition, they were made to walk on a treadmill until the stomach muscles cramped. The most common women's punishment was to send them to the female factory at Parramatta.
What is that? What's stunningly beautiful reading? Yeah. Let's give him a clap. To them or to me? Okay, they've got a question for you from Miss Moran. Sam, I'd like you to just stop talking there, sweetheart. Okay, off you go.
Oh, it's like this round thing.
Tom, you weren't the one who was asking.
It's a round thing that you walk on or something.
Like a mouse wheel.
Yeah, but you just walk.
So you mean you just had to walk and walk and walk on it until you were completely exhausted? Oh, I might get one in my room. Okay, eyes to fly.
Between Aboriginal and English punishment. In the 18th century, English punishment was not fair because it didn't allow you to protect yourself, but
punishment in Aboriginal culture was fair because it allowed you to protect yourself. For example, when a spear was thrown at you, a shield was often given to you. Other punishments in Aboriginal culture was the use of magic, for example, by pointing a bow at a person. But in English culture, you were mostly killed in one go, like being hanged. You don't get a chance. Why is this information important for us to know now? It is important to know about punishment in the 18th century because it helped us to use better and fairer punishments today.
Well, this is another person who's reading. When Paul started in this class last Tuesday, he was too shy to read in front of the whole class. Look at you, I'm very proud. Who else has got reading? Now, do you want to come into the... Well, you can stand up there. Off you go. What? Who's going to commit crime?
You said, do you want to commit? I said, does she want to commit crime?
Oh, can't remember. Okay, Miss Vinnie. Vinnie, can you just make sure you tell us your title because we haven't seen your page yet. Can we just have a quick look? Oh, man. Okay. Sam and Canmere, there is no talking while you're doing that. Okay, Miss Vinnie, off you go. And Miss Roya?
Aboriginal life. Food. Aboriginal people ate different kinds of food. They ate mammals such as kangaroos, wallabies and reptiles like snakes and goannas. Aboriginal people on the coast ate seafood such as crabs, fish and eels. They used different kinds of tools for hunting. Some of these tools were also used for fighting. For example, the spear could be used to kill a wallaby or a kangaroo, or a fish, but it could also be used in battle. Tools. All Aboriginal people use different kinds of tools, like spears, nalanas, bundies, boomerangs, stone picks, steel yarn sticks, coolamons, and nets. For hunting, the most commonly used tools were spears, boomerangs, yarn sticks, and nets. Communication. At the time of the British arrival, some Aboriginal people spoke different languages. Because of this, they used message sticks to pass messages to other tribes. Message sticks were made of wood and had a message engraved on them. The first word the Eora people said to the British was "Wara wara," which means go away.
Some Eora words in English word. Bundali is possum rug. Guyang means fire. Dujaga means sugar. Nagawaga means honey. Bualu means possum, mouse or rat. Buru means kangaroo. Boomerang means boomerang. Bunbura means small lizard, and Bunarang means blood.
Why is
Can you please listen? You all want to read, but that means you have to listen to other people, right? It doesn't go with one without the other.
Why is this information important for us to know now?
This information is important today because it helps us to know, helps us to understand Aboriginal culture. And this is a picture of Pemulwuy, who came from the Eora tribe.
This is what the coast looked like 17,000
years ago.
And this is what the coast looks like now.
Is that a real picture of Pemulwuy or an actor playing Pemulwuy?
Okay. And this is a picture of Chakanini.
Oh, yeah.
Can't pronounce
pronounce it.
She's from Tasmania. Truckanini.
This photograph of Truckanini was taken in 1866.
Wow. Fantastic. Well done, girls. Now, who hasn't read yet? Is that the last lot? Tom, put those down because I don't want them bent. Mr.
Yeah.
Something rubbish.
Well, you can go, you can walk in front of him, that's
Sorry, the
okay.
name's
Just
gonna
come through.
stick. Lovingly. Hannah, have you read yours out?
That's all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's everybody.